Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, children. Good evening. So we are done with bar graphs, histogram, and frequency polygon. My screen is visible, children. I've shared my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You see here, the heights of 5 players are 153 centimeters, 140 centimeters, 148 centimeters, 150 centimeters, and 154 centimeters respectively. Find the mean height of the 5 players. Find the mean height of the 5 players. So how do we find mean height? Mean is the sum of all the observations by the number of observations.
Yes,
Mean is the sum of all the observations by the total number of observations. So here it will be the sum of the heights of the players by the number of players. You can just modify the formula according to the situation. It is a sum of all the observations. Mean is the sum of all observations by the number of observations. So here the observations are the heights of the players. So sum of all the heights, sum of the heights of all the players by the number of players. So we need to add all these numbers and divide by 5 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 numbers. So divided by 5. The total, the sum of the numerator, the sum of the numbers in the numerator is 745 by 5, which is 149 centimeters. So the mean height of the 5 players is 149 centimeters. Similarly, in the next question, we have to find the mean of the first 6 multiples of 3. The first 6 multiples of 3. So these are the first 6 multiples of 3. So their mean will be, find their sum, add all the first 6 multiples and divide by 6. Because 6 multiples, right? First 6 multiples. So the number of multiples we have considered here is 6. So divided by 6. Add all these, add the first 6 multiples and divide by 6. Sum of all the observations by the number of observations. Sum of all the observations by the number of observations. We need to find the mean of the first 6 multiples of 3. So 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9. So up to 3 6 are 18. Add all these multiples and divide by 6 because there are 6 here. Find the mean of the first 8 prime numbers. List the first 8 prime numbers.
ma'am. 2, 5, and 7, 13, and 17, and 19, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is 1 a prime number?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, but it is called as
Ma'am, it is prime,
is
neither
that prime or
composite, ma'am.
Yeah, 1 is neither prime nor composite. 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. It's a unique number. Okay, so 1 is neither prime nor composite. What about 2?
ma'am? 2 is a prime number, ma'am. Prime number.
2 is a prime number, ma'am.
Even prime number, ma'am.
Yeah, 2 is a prime number and it is the only even prime number. Okay, what about 3?
Ma'am, 3 is a prime number, ma'am.
What about 5?
3 is also a prime number.
5 is also a prime number.
7?
Prime number, ma'am. So prime number.
Ma'am, 7 also prime number.
What about 9?
Ma'am, it's
9.
Composite number, ma'am.
It's a
Ma'am, it is
composite.
not. It is a composite number.
Yeah, it is not a prime number. Okay, what about 11?
prime number.
Prime number.
Prime
Ma'am,
number.
it is a prime number.
13?
Prime number.
Prime
Prime
number.
number, ma'am.
17?
Prime number.
Prime number.
Prime number.
90.
Yes,
Prime
ma'am.
Prime number.
Prime number.
Yes, these are the first 8. These are the first 8 prime numbers. So we need to find their sum and divide by what? How to find the mean? To find the mean, add
Number
sum,
of-
divide by.
Number of
By number of values.
Yeah. So how many values?
8, ma'am.
8, ma'am.
Divide,
8.
Ma'am. 8, ma'am.
divide by 8. Okay. So that's what you see here. These are the first 8. These are the first 8 prime numbers. These are the first 8 prime numbers. So their mean will be sum of all the observations. Sum of all these numbers divided by the number of observations. Number of observations, 8 observations. See the next one. Take a screenshot, children. 1 and 2, take a picture.
Finish.
Took, ma'am.
Finish taking
ma'am.
screenshot, ma'am.
Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, can you just show the first and second answer? Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. All right, children. So if the mean of, so the mean is given to us. If the mean of 6, 8, 9, x 13. So these are the 5 values given to us: 6, 8, 9, x. So x, we have to find x and 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The mean of these 5 values is 10. The mean of these 5 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The mean of these 5 values is 10. The mean is 10. Then what is the value of x? If the mean of these 5 values is 10, then what is the value of x? So how do you find the mean of the given numbers? So 6 plus 8 plus 9 plus x plus 13 by 5. So which is 36 plus x by 5. Now this is given to be 10. The mean is given to be 10. This is mean. Mean is 36 plus x by 5 and this is given to be 10. So that means 36 plus x by 5 is equal to 10. Is equal to 10. How do we find the mean? Sum of all the observations by number of observations. And we get 36 plus x by 5. But this mean is equal to 10. This one is equal to 10. So on cross multiplying and solving, we find x is 14. The value of x is 14. So the unknown value here, x, is 14.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and 6 plus 8, 14. 14 plus 9, 23. 23 plus 13, 36. 36 plus x is 36 plus x, not 36x. 36x is 36 into x. 36 into x is 36x. This is 36 plus x. So it is 36 plus 6. Don't forget the plus sign. It's not 36x by 5. That is, on multiplying, we'll get 36 into x is 36x. So be careful. We know it, but we may go wrong like that. So just take care. So 36 plus x by 5. But this is equal to 10. Cross multiply and solve for x. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the mean of these 5 observations is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The mean of these 5 observations is 9. The mean of these 5 observations is 9. Given this, we need to first find the value of x and find all the observations. Once you find them, then you can find the mean of the last 3 observations. We are given 5 observations here.
And the x will be 5x, ma'am.
Sorry?
Ma'am, the x will be then 5x, ma'am, if you add every x.
Yeah, x plus x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. Yes, you're right. Yeah. So the mean of the 5 observations is given to be 9. So you should use this information and find the value of x. And once you find the value of x, you can find the values of all the observations. Once you find that, then you should find the mean of the last 3 observations. You see the working here? So add all the observations. Mean of the given 5 observations. Mean of the given 5 observations is add everything. X plus 3 plus x plus 5 plus x plus 7 plus x plus 10 divided by 5, because don't count like this, children. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. X plus 3 is one observation. X plus 5 is one observation. X plus 7 is one observation. So like that, we have 5 observations. So by 5. So x plus x plus x plus x plus x is 5x. And these numbers are to 25. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. 15 plus 10, 25. Divided by 5. 5 common. So 5 and 5 will get cancelled. 5 comes out common. See, a 5 into x is 5x. 5 into 5 is 25.
Yes, ma'am.
So 5 and 5 will get cancelled, and we have x plus 5. So the mean of the given observations is x plus 5. But it's given to be 9. The mean is 9. It's given that the mean is 9. We found the mean using the formula sum of all the observations by number of observations. Sum of all the observations by number of observations. And we got the mean as x plus 5. But they've given the mean to be 9. See, if the mean of these observations is 9. Oh, so that this is the mean we got. The mean answer we got is x plus 5, but that is given to be 9. But x plus 5 is equal to 9. So on solving this, x is 4. Now using the value of x, find all the observations. Okay, so here I found only the last 2 observations, because we are asked to find, the question is not to find all the observations, right? The question is not to find all the observations. We only have to find the mean of the last 3 observations. So find only the last 3 observations. There's no harm in finding all the observations, but we'll just answer the question. So since we have to find the mean of the last 3 observations, last 3 observations are x plus 5, x plus 7, and x plus 10. So which means 4 plus 5, 4 plus 7, 4 plus 10. So the last 3 observations are 9, 11, and 14. Now the mean of these last 3 observations is 9 plus 11 plus 14 by 3, because only 3 numbers. You're finding the sum of these 3 numbers. So divided by 3. Fine, children?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's go back to that first slide. Yeah. So what does arithmetic mean? The average of a given set of numbers is called the arithmetic mean of the given numbers. Mean, simply mean, or arithmetic mean. The average of a given set of numbers is called the arithmetic mean of the given numbers. And how do we find the mean or arithmetic mean? It's given by sum of all the observations by the number of observations. So if you call the, if you have n observations, supposing we have n observations, listen to me, don't read this, listen to me. If you have n observations, namely x1, x2, that is the first observation is x1, the second observation is x2, the third observation is x3, the fourth observation is x4, the fifth observation is x5, x6, x7, so on. Now, if you have 100 observations, the last one will be x100. Because x1 represents the first observation. X2 represents the second observation. X3 represents the third observation. So if there are 100 observations, X100 represents the 100th observation. But here we have n observations. So Xn represents the nth observation. Xn represents the nth observations, nth observation. Because if we have 15 observations, the last one will be X15. X1, X2, X3, X4 till X15. If we have 20 observations, then it will be X1, X2, X3, so on till X20, X19, X20. Now here we are considering n observations. So the last observation according to this will be Xn. The mean of n observations, like 10 observations, 20
Ma'am, I
observations.
have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
I mean, the X there is one in the down, no, ma'am. Like the right side down, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
What does it mean, ma'am?
It just represents the first observation.
X and 2 means second observation, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. It's not like exponents, x to the power 1, x to the power 2. It's not that. The first observation is represented by x1, the second observation by x2, the third observation x3, the fourth observation x4, the nth observation is xn.
Ma'am, understood, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So if we have, because we need to consider the observations. So what are the observations x1, x2, x3 till xn? How many observations? N observations. So thus the mean of n observations, that is the number of observations, is n. The mean of n observations x1, these are the observations x1, x2, x3, x4 till x1 is given, xn is given by x bar. This is read as x bar. It's the symbolic way of writing mean. Mean symbolically is written as x bar. X and a bar on it, which is read as x bar. Small letter x, a bar on it, x bar. So this is how it's written symbolically, and it's pronounced x bar. So x bar or mean is equal to sum of all the observations. You can see the numerator here, x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 till xn. Sum of all the observations divided by the number of observations, n. Is this okay till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So sum of all the observations by the number of observations is mean. So now what you've what you see, something which is new to you, is the symbolic way of writing mean. Mean is written like this and pronounced as x bar. X bar is the sum of all the observations by the number of observations. Now this letter, this is a Greek letter. This is a Greek letter. It's a letter in the Greek alphabet, and it's pronounced sigma. Sigma, which in statistics stands for summation, meaning the total of something. Now we are adding here, right? X1, x2, x3 till xn. We are finding the total of all these x values. We are finding the total of all these n observations. So this letter, you can just write. See, it's just like this. Just this. And so this is a Greek letter. It's a letter in the Greek alphabet. It's pronounced sigma, which in statistics stands for summation, or the total of. Summation means sum of, sum of some observations. So which means the total of. Okay, so sigma x. See this is. The numerator is represented symbolically like this, and the denominator is n, which comes as it is. The denominator n as it is. How do we symbolically represent this one? How do you represent x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 till xn? It's the total of all the xi values. The total of. Why am I saying total of? It is a Greek letter which is pronounced sigma. which stands for the total of. So let's read it like that first. The total of all the xi values. This is I. This is I. The total of all the xi values where I ranges from 1 to n. Because 1 to n, right? Like if you have 1 to 100 values, 1 to 100. If you have from 1 to 50 values, 1 to 50. So sigma xi where I ranges from 1 to n. Sigma xi where I ranges from 1 ranges 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 from 1 to n. Yes.
What is the meaning of I, ma'am?
General representation. I can be 1, I can be 2, I can be 3, 4, 5. General representation for all the numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, sigma is which language word, ma'am?
Greek letter.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So sigma, it's pronounced sigma, and it means the total of summation sigma xi, total of all the xi values, the total of all the xi or the x values, where I ranges from 1 to n, because we have values from 1 to n. So we are finding the total here, right? X1 plus X2 plus X3 plus X4. We're finding some total here. So sigma stands for the total of all the xi values where I ranges from 1 to n divided by n. Okay, so where the symbol, this one called sigma, stands for summation, and we write this one. This one is written as sigma xi. I ranges from 1 to n. It starts from 1, goes up to n. The value of I is 1, 2, 3, 4 till n. I ranges from 1 to n. Is that fine, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so mean is equal to sum of all observations by the number of observations. So if there are n observations and you call the n observations x1, x2, x3, x1, x2, x3, x4, so on up to xn. If these are the observations, there are n observations, then you know mean or x bar is equal to the sum of all the observations, x1 plus x2 plus x3, so on up to xn, the sum of all the observations by the number of observations n. So this we understand. So the symbolic way of writing this formula is what you see here. So this one is written as sigma xi, where I ranges from 1 to n. This one is written symbolically like this, divided by n. And that's what is explained here. This is a Greek letter sigma, which means the total of or summation. Now going back to this formula, if mean is sum of all the observations by the number of observations, what is the sum of all the observations? Cross multiply. What will be the sum of all the observations? Mean into number of observations. What will be the sum of all observations? Cross multiply. So the sum of all the observations will be mean into number of observations. Mean into number of observations. Similarly, the number of observations, if see now what will be the number of from this, what will be the number of observations? Number of observations will be sum of the observations by mean. Simply cross multiply, and when you cross multiply this, you get sum of observations. Sum of all the observations is mean into number of observations. And from this, what do you get? What is the number? How will you find the number of observations? Sum of all the observations by mean. How do you find the area? What's the formula to find the area of a rectangle?
L into B.
Into B, ma'am.
What's the formula to find the area of a rectangle?
Yeah, ma'am, half into
L
y into base.
Half, no.
L into B, ma'am.
L into B. L into B. Okay. Area of a rectangle is equal to L into B. So if area is L into B, what is, how do you find L? Area of rectangle is equal to L into B. So L is equal to
Length, ma'am.
B by area, ma'am.
area by B.
Yes, ma'am. Area by B.
What is B equal to?
Ma'am, area by length, ma'am.
Area by length. Area by
Area
length.
by length.
What is speed? How do you find speed?
Ma'am, acceleration per
Ma'am, speed is equal to acceleration to time.
Distance by time, ma'am.
Ma'am, distance by time.
Distance
Ma'am.
by time. Speed is equal to distance by time. So from this formula, what is distance?
Distance into time, ma'am.
What is distance? How do you find distance?
Distance is equal to speed into time, ma'am.
Yeah, good. And how do you find time?
distance into
Ma'am, distance into speed.
Distance into speed, ma'am.
No.
Distance divided by speed.
Distance divided by speed. Who was that?
Pratiksha, ma'am.
Pratiksha. Yeah. Time is equal to, correct, Pratiksha. So time is equal to distance divided by speed. Similarly here, like how you interpret the formula, speed is equal to distance by time, and from that distance is speed into time, and time is distance by speed. Same thing here, apply the same thing here. That's what I've written here. So like mean, we have sum of all the observations, we have the number of observations. This is the formula for mean. What will it be for sum of the observations? Mean into cross multiply, mean into number of observations. And what will be the number of observations equal to? Number of observations will be sum of the observations by mean. So that you should be able to help yourself. No, I have told you, but in case you still haven't got it, you can do it by yourself. Just transposing. Okay, so remember these two. To find the sum of all the observations, you just have to multiply mean into number of observations. Whatever is the value of the mean into the number of observations will give you the sum of all the observations. It will not give you one observation. It will give you the sum of all the observations. You will get the total of all the observations. And if you want to find the number of observations, you should divide the sum by mean. Sum of the observations by mean will give you the number of observations. Take a picture, children.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, finished.
Alrighty.
A screenshot, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this. The mean of 5 numbers is 30. What can you find from this information? The mean of 5 numbers. Then what is this 5? What is 5?
Ma'am, 5x, 5x.
No, now we'll use these 3 words, okay? We'll use these 3 phrases. We know mean, and then we know sum of all observations, and then number of observations. These are the 3 phrases we know with respect to mean. Mean, sum of all observations, number of observations. Okay, now tell me, what is this 5? Is 5 the mean? Is 5 the sum of all observations? Or is 5 the number of observations? What is 5?
Number of
Sum of all observations.
Number of observations.
Number of observations.
Number of
observations.
Number of observations is 5. If the mean of 5 numbers is 30, what is 30?
The mean, ma'am.
Mean,
ma'am.
Mean.
Ma'am.
No, I'll give you some time. Or if you read only this,
Ma'am.
only this first sentence. Read only the first sentence.
Mean, ma'am.
Not the first line. Read the first sentence. A sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. So this is the first sentence. Don't read the first line. Don't read the first line. Read the first sentence.
5 number is observation and 30 is mean, ma'am.
Yeah. So 5 numbers, the mean of 5 numbers, that is n is 5 and the mean, that is x bar. Or you can have it in words also. Number of observations is 5 and mean is 30. Now using these two, what can you find? Using these two, what can you find?
Ma'am, sum of all.
Sum of all.
Sum of all the observations. So now tell me, what is the sum of all the observations?
Ma'am, sum of all observation is equal to number of observations into mean.
Mean into.
Yeah, what's the answer? Yes, what's the answer?
Mean into number of. Mean into number of observation, ma'am.
No, what's the answer? See, we know the number of observations is 5 and we know the mean is 30. Now from this we can find the sum of all the observations. What is the answer?
Ma'am, 150.
150. Yeah. 30 into 5, 150. The sum of the 5 observations is 150. Correct? The sum of all the 5 observations is 150. Is that correct or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now.
Ma'am.
Now.
X,
Yes. Yes.
X is equal to 150, ma'am.
Pranav?
Ma'am, X is equal to 150, ma'am.
Are you telling me the final answer?
No, ma'am.
What X is equal to 150?
5 into 30 is 150, ma'am.
Yeah.
It is not the sum, ma'am, because we don't know the X flow, ma'am.
Please look at this. What is the mean given? What is the mean given to be?
Mean into number of
Mean into number of observations.
Mean into number of observation, ma'am.
That's what. What is the mean? As per the question, what's the value of mean?
5, ma'am.
5. Huh?
5.
Yeah, mean is not 5.
Mean is
30, ma'am.
Ma'am,
30,
mean
ma'am.
is 30, ma'am. Number of observation is 5, ma'am.
So what is 30 into 5?
150, ma'am.
150, ma'am.
And what is 150?
Sum of all observations.
Sum of observations.
Yeah, the sum of all the 5 observations. There are 5 numbers. Their sum is 150. We don't know the numbers individually. Their sum is 150. Is that much understood?
Yes, ma'am. Now I understood, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, if one number, so now what we have with us is the sum of the 5 numbers. We don't know the 5 numbers. We don't know the 5 numbers, but their sum, the sum of the 5 numbers, the sum of the 5 numbers is 150. That's all we know. We don't know the numbers separately. Okay. Now read on. If one number is excluded, that means if one number is removed from the 5 numbers, if one number is excluded, their mean becomes 28. So now how many numbers are there now? If one number is excluded, then how many numbers? From 5 numbers, one number is excluded. Now how many numbers? 4 numbers. What is a new mean?
4, ma'am.
What is a new mean?
28, ma'am.
120, ma'am.
28 is the mean of how many numbers? 4 numbers or 5 numbers?
4 numbers.
4
numbers, ma'am.
numbers.
Now what is the new mean?
Ma'am,
28.
28. How many numbers? 4 numbers. Now what is the sum of the observations? Sum of the 4 observations. Sum is, how will you find the sum of the 4 observations? Mean into number of observations.
Ma'am, 120.
Ma'am, 4 into 28, ma'am, then.
Yeah, correct. 4 to 28.
112, ma'am.
112.
Okay, 112. 112. So 112 is the sum of 4 observations. 150 is the sum of 5 observations. See, 4 numbers, the sum of the 4 numbers is 112. Sum of all the 5 numbers is 150. So the excluded number will be 150 minus 112. If I show you this answer, you can see the next one. Yes, whatever I told you is on the screen, so I'm sure you should understand that. Is it fine, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Mean of 5 numbers is 30. So when you multiply mean and the value of n, you know the sum of all the observations is mean into number of observations. So 30 into 5, 150 is the sum of the 5 numbers. Sum of the 5 observations, sum of all the observations, all here means 5 observations. Then one number is removed and the mean of the remaining 4 numbers is 28. So 28 into 4 is the sum of the 4 numbers. So that fifth number, that excluded number will be 150 minus 112. Okay. All right. The mean of the heights of 6 girls, the mean of the heights of 6 girls, the mean of the heights, not find the mean of the heights of 6 girls is 148 centimeters. So how many girls? 6 girls. What is their mean? 148. So we know the number of girls, that is the number of observations, and the mean. What can you find?
Sum
of our observation, ma'am.
of observation, ma'am.
Sum of the observations. And what does the sum of the observations represent here? Be specific. You will
6,
get
ma'am.
Ma'am,
6. Ma'am, the 6 heights, ma'am.
You will get the sum of the heights of the 6 girls. Correct? Sum of the heights.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the sum here is the sum of the heights of the 6 girls. Mean is 148 centimeters. Number of girls 6. So the sum, we do not know the heights of the, we cannot find the, from the first sentence, you cannot find the heights of the, 6 girls. Their sum is their sum is 148 into 6. 1 minute, there's some noise around. I'll just come back. Yeah, the mean of the heights of 6 girls is 148. So the mean is given to be 148, number of girls 6. So the sum of the heights of these 6 girls will be equal to what? What into what? Children, I am telling you very slowly.
Ma'am, mean into
Yes.
Ma'am, can you repeat again?
No.
Yes,
We are
ma'am.
given the mean. We are given the mean and the number of girls, right? So you can find the sum of the height of the 6 girls.
Yes.
Yeah. What is it?
Ma'am, it comes as
Mean.
1 point. The final answer.
Yeah.
Mean into number of.
Correct. What is the mean? 148. Number of girls 6. Multiply.
Yes.
140.
What is the hesitation, children? Please multiply 148 and 6.
1 second.
888,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
888.
Okay.
888, ma'am. 888.
888. Okay. So what is this 888?
Sum of the
Ma'am, sum of all the observation, ma'am.
all
Sum of
the
all the observations.
all the-
In other words, it is the sum of the heights of all the 6 girls.
yes, ma'am.
When you add the heights of all the 6 girls, the answer will be 888. Now read the question ahead. If the individual heights of 5 of them are, it's given there. Find the height of the 6th girl. How will you do it?
ma'am, height of the 6th girl will be X and others we should add, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
can we do like this, ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we can add these 5 of their heights, ma'am, and subtract from 888. We'll get
That's
the
all.
6 height,
Correct.
ma'am.
Correct. That's all. That's all. You're right. Because you have the sum of the heights of the 6 girls minus the sum of all these numbers will be the height of the 6th girl. Correct. And to see the steps and take a screenshot.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Children, am I giving you time to understand? Should I wait?
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am. You can
Understood,
finish it.
ma'am.
All right, children. To see this, the mean of 40 numbers, the mean of 40 numbers, so n is 40, was found to be 38. So what is 38 and what is 40?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
40 is
38
the
is
number
the mean,
of
ma'am. 40 is
observation
the
of
Ma'am,
number.
38 is
mean, ma'am.
Correct. Yeah. 38 is the mean. Kanishka started and Pranav finished it. Yeah. 38 is the mean and 40 is the number of observations. Correct. Later on, it was detected that a number. Okay, children, now from this, what can you find, children? The mean is given, the mean of 40 numbers was found to be 38. What can you find?
Sum of the observation, ma'am.
sum of observation, ma'am.
Sum of how many observations? 38 or 40?
40, ma'am.
Sum of
40.
40 observations will be 40 into 38. Please find that number, no, children, please. What is 40 into 38? Please find.
Ma'am, 1520, ma'am.
1520, ma'am.
Okay, so 1520 is the sum of all the 40 numbers. All right. Later on, it was detected that a number 56 was misread as 36. The number is actually 56, But by mistake, while adding, instead of writing 5, 6, they wrote 3, 6. So now you found that mistake. Okay, so you have now found that mistake. Now you take it as a student. Say you found the answer. The mean of 40 numbers, you found 38. Later, when you were checking, you realize that you have taken the number 56 as 36 here. The number 56 was misread as 36. It was misread as 36. So 36 is wrong. 56 is correct. 56 was misread as 36. So you're looking into your paper, you're checking your paper, you're seeing 36 there. But then in the question paper, it is 56. So what will you do, children? Will you find the total again? What will you do? Tell me 40 numbers.
Ma'am, we can subtract 36 and 56, ma'am, and add to the sum of the observation, ma'am. 20 will be.
You should subtract. No, children, just put yourself in this position, okay? Say you found the sum of, okay, let's take the same example. So you found the sum of all the 40 numbers. You said some 1520, right? 1520. Now, so you find that the number 56 was by mistake written as 36 in the paper. Now, to find the new sum, children, will you write all the numbers and add again? No, you have the sum with you. From the sum, what will you do?
Ma'am, I said that we should subtract 36 and 56, ma'am. We'll get 20, ma'am. And add to the 1520, we'll get 1540, ma'am.
Hitesh, no, sorry. Come again.
Ma'am, we should subtract 36 and 56, ma'am. We'll get 20 as the difference, ma'am. We should add to 1520, we'll get 1540, ma'am.
But what was the logic to subtract both the numbers? You did not take 56 at all.
Yes, ma'am. We have to add what we left now, ma'am. If 36 is added, we have
add. Correct. Now what you're saying is right. Yes. You must remove what should you remove? What should you add?
Ma'am, if we add 36, ma'am, we have left 20 numbers now, ma'am. So we can add 20 now, ma'am.
You can add 20 directly, but what will you take away from the sum? What will you remove? What was that incorrect in the sum?
36, ma'am.
So 36 is incorrect, right?
Yes, ma'am. Can we take 36 out and add 56, ma'am?
That's what you're saying. The net effect. Net effect add 20 because you're adding 20 less. You're saying just add 20. That's correct. Yes, put it like this. You're right. I didn't say you're wrong. So this is what I wanted from you. So the number 36 which we took was incorrect. So take it away. Subtract the 36 and add 56. The correct number 56.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you will get the new total, a new correct total. That divided by 40 will give you the new mean. See, that's what you will do. That's what all of us will do. So you will take away from the total, supposing you have 1520 as the total. So you see that you check all the 40 numbers, one number, you have taken 36 instead of 56. So what you will do from that, the total is wrong. So from the total, you will take away that number 36. You will subtract 36. And you'll add 56. So now you get the new correct total. The sum of the 40 numbers. Now divide that by 40 to find the correct mean. So what you had calculated is the mean of the calculated mean of 40 numbers. What was actually calculated? What was actually calculated? The mean of 40 numbers, 38. So what total you've got? The sum of these numbers will be 38 into 40, 1520. So the correct sum will be from the total 1520, take away the wrong number and add the correct number.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the correct total. That's the correct total. 1540 is the correct total. Now the question is to find the correct mean of the given numbers. Find the mean, not the correct total. Find the correct mean. So the correct mean will be the correct sum 1540 divided by 40.
I
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
understand why did you divide it with 40, ma'am?
What do you think it should be then? No, tell me what you feel. Only then I can understand what your doubt is. How do we find mean? Sum of the observations by number of observations. If not 40, then what should it be? Mean is sum of all the observations by number of observations. The correct sum is 1540 divided by 40. If it is not 40, what should it be, please? Okay. Okay, fine. So children using the n, which is 40, and the mean 38. Number of observations 40, mean is 38. So the sum of the observations, the sum of the 40 observations will be 40 into 38, 1520. That total is incorrect. The total is incorrect. So from the total, take away that wrong number and add the correct number. That will give you the correct total. Now, since you have to find the correct mean, the correct total by 40, number of observations is 40, right? So by 40 will give you the correct mean. Now I want you all to write these numbers in your book, all of you. Write out 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13.
Can you say it again, ma'am?
7 to 13 children, 7 to 13. Write numbers from 7 to 13, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Have you written 7 to 13?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many numbers?
Seven, ma'am.
7.
Okay. Yeah. Find the sum of the first 4 numbers. First 4 numbers. What is the sum of the first 4 numbers?
34, ma'am.
34.
Okay. What is the sum of the last 4 numbers?
46.
46.
Okay, 46. What is the sum of all the numbers?
80, ma'am.
80, ma'am.
80, ma'am.
Sum of all the numbers?
80. 80, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah. Check again, children. Sum of all the numbers. What is 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13? How much?
70.
70, not 80, 70. Now, children, you have written numbers from 7 to 13. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. There are 7 numbers. Which is the middlemost number? You have written 7 numbers, right?
10, ma'am.
Huh?
10.
10.
10, ma'am.
10. 10 is the middlemost value. You can find the middlemost number only when the number of observations are odd. If there were 8 observations, then you'll have 2 numbers in the middle. No, we have not completely understood anything. We're just talking in bits and pieces. We'll sum up what we're trying to understand. Just listen to me. So we have taken how many numbers?
7.
7.
Numbers. The middlemost one is
10, ma'am.
10.
10.
If we have taken 8 numbers, then there'll be 2 numbers in the middle. You will not find one middlemost value. You will find 2. When the number of observations are odd, when the number of observations are odd, like you have 7 numbers, 9 numbers, 11 numbers, you will have one middlemost value. There'll be one number in the middle. But when you have even number of observations, you have 10, 20, 30 observations, you'll have 2 numbers in the middle. 2 numbers in the middle. Okay. So now coming back to our example, we have taken numbers from 7 to 13. The middlemost number is 10. The middlemost number is 10. And that is which observation? It's a 4th observation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How
Yes,
do you,
ma'am.
yeah, so how do you find the middlemost observation? 7 plus 1, 8 by 2, 4. How many observations we have? We have 7, right? Add
Yes,
1 to
ma'am.
that. Add 1 to that. 8. Divide by 2. 4th observation will be the middlemost observation. And yes, 10 is the middlemost observation. The 4th observation. We have considered 7 numbers. Supposing there are 99 observations, 99 observations, 99 plus 1, 100 by 2, 50. The 50th observation will be the middlemost observation. 50th observation will be the middlemost observation. So since we have taken 7 numbers, 7 plus, not the value of the 7th number, 7 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, the count of the numbers, not the value of the last number. Don't take the value of the last number. The value of the last number is 13. Don't take the value. How many numbers? 7. Add 1 to that, 8. Divide by 2, 4. 7 plus 1, 8 by 2, 4. The 4th observation, 4 is not the answer. The 4th observation, that is 10, is the middlemost observation. Keep that in mind. So now we found the sum of the first 4 observations. We found the sum of the last 4 observations. And then we found the sum of all the observations. Now do this. What is, okay, let me just verify the values again. What is the sum of the first 4 observations?
34.
Last 4
34.
observations.
46.
All the observations. All the observations.
70, ma'am.
70. Now see this. The sum of the, I'm adding 34 and 46. I get 80. So when I add the sum of the first 4 observations and the last 4 observations, and from that if I take away the sum of all the observations, that is 34 plus 46 minus 70. Sum of the first 4 observations plus the sum of the last 4 observations minus sum of all the observations will give you 10, which is the 4th observation, the middlemost observation. In our data, we have 7 numbers, of which the 4th number, the 4th one is the middlemost. So if you want to find the middlemost value, if you have to find value, it is the sum of the middlemost value is 4. The middlemost value is 4. When the observations are 7, 7 plus 1, 8 by 2, 4th. The 4th observation is the middlemost observation. So if you want to find the 4th observation, the sum of the first 4 observations plus the sum of the last 4 observations minus the sum of all the observations will give us the middlemost observation, the value of the middlemost observation. We verified that we got 10. Sum of the first 4 observations 34, last 4 46. When you add 80, subtract the sum of all the observations 70. 80 minus 70, 10. And when you look at the numbers, 10 is the 4th observation. The same thing we'll have to apply for this question. I'll not talk, children, so I'll show you the answer so that you can understand yourself. But before that, I'll just tell you this. We know the mean of, since there are 25 observations, 25 plus 1, 26 by 2. The 13th observation is the middlemost observation. 25 plus 1, 26 by 2, 13. The 13th observation is the middlemost observation. So we have to find that the question is to find the value of the 13th observation. Why 13th? 13th only you can find. You cannot find anything else. You can find only the 13th observation. You cannot find the 4th observation or any other observation. You can only find the value of the middlemost observation. And the middlemost observation is 13 because 25 plus 1 is 26 divided by 2, 13. The mean of 25 observations is 36. So how will you find the sum of all the 25 observations? What is the sum of all the 25 observations? How will you find the sum of
mean into, ma'am?
Yes, I'm listening. Yes, please tell me.
Mean into all observations, ma'am.
Yeah, so it will be 36 into 25. What is 36 into 25? The sum of?
Sum of observations.
The sum of observations, ma'am.
The sum of all the 25 observations.
Yes, ma'am.
Now the mean of the first, the first 13, that number is missing. If the mean of the first 13 observations, okay, that number is missing, children. Okay, it should be 13 here. If the mean of the first 13, that number 13 is missing. If the mean of the first 13 observations is 32. So what is the what is given? Just the number 13 is missing here. Just see that 13. So the mean of the first 13 observations is 32. That means the sum of the first 13 observations will be 32 into 13. Similarly, the mean of the last 13 observations is 40. The mean of the last 13 observations is 40. So the sum of the last 13 observations will be 40 into 13. Now, according to our understanding, the sum of the first 13 observations plus the sum of the last observations minus sum of all the observations will give us the value of the 13th observation. Yes. It's all there. I'll give you 5 minutes time. I told you this, the question out of these observations, if the mean of the first 13, that number 13 is missing there. 13 first 13 observations. Any clarifications, children?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So the mean of 25 observations. See, what you should understand is, since there are a total of 25 observations, the 13th observation is the middlemost observation which you can find with this information given. 25 plus 1, 26 divided by 2, 13. So we are given the mean of all the 24 observations is 36. So 36 into 25 will be the sum of all the 25 observations. First 13 observations, the mean is 12. First 13, the mean, see here, mean of first 13 observations is 32. 32. So the sum of the first 13 observations, because we know that the sum is mean into number of observations, correct? The sum of the observations will be mean into number of observations. So 32 into 13, 416. The mean of the last 13 observations is 40. So again, the number of observations is 13 and the mean is 40. So 40 into 13, 520. The sum of the last 13 observations. So to find the middlemost observation, what you have to do is take up the sum of the first 13 observations, add the sum of the last 13 observations, and subtract the sum of all the 25 observations. How this works, we took a different example to understand how this one will work. We took up the numbers 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 7 numbers, and we checked it. So when we did the same thing there, we got 10, which is the fourth observation. Can we go to the next one, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the mean of 100 items was found to be 64. 100 items, that is the number of observations, number of items, 100. The mean was found to be 64. Mean is equal to 64. So what can you find from this?
Ma'am, sum of observation.
Sum of all the
Observation.
How many observations? How many observations are there?
100, ma'am.
100. So the sum of
100.
the sum of all the 100 observations is equal to 64 into 100. 6,400.
6,400, ma'am.
Yeah. Later on, it was discovered that 2 items were misread. So earlier, in a question, 1 number was misread. Here, 2 numbers. 2 items were misread as 26. Misread as 26 and 9. So that is wrong. They were misread. Misread as 26 and 9 instead of 36 and 90. So from this, see, where you can go wrong is in identifying which values are correct and which are incorrect. So that if you understand the other way, again, your answer will be wrong. So which are the correct observations, children? 26 and 9 are correct, or 36 and 90?
36 and 90, ma'am.
36 and 90.
Are the correct values? Because
Yes,
it was
ma'am.
misread as 26 and 9. Misread as 26 and 9. So you should take away 26 and 9. Or you can add 26 and 9. 26 plus 9, 35.
35.
Whatever. See, then what you have to do is take away subtract the incorrect values and add the correct values. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not find the correct item, children. It's find the correct mean. There's a printing mistake here. I'm sorry, a typing error here. Find the correct, not item, find the correct mean. All right. Yeah. It's find the correct mean, children. Find the correct mean. (26 plus 9 is the sum of the wrong items. You can also do 6,400 minus 26 minus 9 plus 36 plus 90. Just take away the incorrect values, minus 26 minus 9, and add the correct values, plus 36 plus 90. Yeah. All right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So remember that if when you have the number of observations and the mean, you can multiply and find the sum of the observations. The sum of the observations will be mean into number of observations. So you have the sum here. You have the sum of all the 100 observations, 6,400, but the sum is wrong. You've not calculated correctly. So from the sum, subtract the incorrect values and add the correct values. So what you see here is they're adding the incorrect values and they're adding the correct values. And finally, they're subtracting. You can see here, subtract the incorrect sum and add the correct sum. The mean weight of a class of 35 students, the mean weight of a class of 35 students is 45 kgs. So what can you calculate from this?
Sum of observations, ma'am.
Sum of observation, ma'am.
Specifically, sum of the
Students' weight, ma'am.
Students' weight, ma'am.
Sum of the weights of all the 35 students. Sum of the weights of all the 35 students, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The sum of the weights. The sum of the weights of all the 35 students is 45 into 35. Okay. So you have the sum of the weights of all the 35 students. If the weight of the teacher be included, the mean weight increases by 500 grams. So if you include the teacher's weight, if the weight of the teacher be included, if you include the teacher's weight, then the mean increases by 500 grams. Increase the mean children by 500 grams. What is 45 kgs plus 500 grams?
45.5, ma'am.
Yeah, you cannot add 500. Okay, we shouldn't add 45 plus 500. So 45 kgs plus half a kg. So 45.5 kgs or 45.5 kgs. Okay, so what is the new weight? Sorry. What's the new mean? 45.5 kgs.
45.5,
45.
Now how many people?
36 people, ma'am.
36 people. 36 people. So 36 people. Now 35 students plus one teacher. 36. So number of observations. So the number of people here 36. And what is the new mean? 45.5.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
you multiply these two, what will you get? What is for the mean 45.5 into the number of observations 36? What will you get?
1 second, ma'am.
No, I don't want the answer. What will that?
Sum of observation, ma'am.
That means the sum of the
Sum of observation, ma'am.
Sum of the weights of weight
sum of the weights of
students and the teacher, ma'am.
Students and teacher, ma'am.
and the teacher. Now, when you subtract these two sums, you will get the weight of the teacher.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, for the first one, the sum is 1,575, ma'am.
Okay, 1,000. How much? 1,000?
575, ma'am.
Ah,
Including the teacher, will get 1,638, ma'am.
okay. So what's the difference? 25 and 38. 63.
Yes,
The
ma'am,
difference is 63. So the weight of the teacher is 63 kgs. No, we'll understand. When I show the answer, you have to just see the steps and say, okay. But you should understand it. Here with the question, you should understand the answer. I'll just wait for some more time. We'll do it again. I'll just give you some time to read and understand better. All right. I think I gave you sufficient time to ponder. So in the first sentence, the mean weight of 35 students. The mean weight of 35 students is 45 kgs. So mean is 45, number of students 35. So when you multiply the mean and number of students, you will get the sum of all the observations. That is the sum of the weights of all the 35 students. Now increase the mean by half a kg, 45.5 kg. That's the new mean. And the number of observations will be 36 because 35 plus 1 teacher, 36. Now 36 into the new mean, 45.5 will give us the sum of all the observations, which means will give us the sum of the weights of 35 students and 1 teacher. So the difference between these two sums will give us the weight of the teacher. All right, children. This is the mean weight. Mean weight of 35 students and the teacher is 45.5 kgs. The total weight, that is the sum of all the observations. The total weight, which means the sum of all the observations. The sum of the weights of all the 36 observations. This is homework, children. Take a picture. Try this yourself. So far we were seeing, mean and related questions for a raw data. Raw data meaning it was not a tabulated data. So here you see it's just okay. What do you call this table?
Data table.
Data table. Huh? What do you call such a table?
Group data, ma'am.
Sorry?
Group data.
No. What do you call a table like this?
Statistics.
Okay, the subject is statistics, but what do you call a data table like this? No, I want the answer from you, because after having done bar graphs and histograms and frequency polygons.
Frequency table, ma'am.
The frequency distribution.
Frequency table.
It's a frequency table or a frequency distribution. Is it grouped or ungrouped?
Ungrouped, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, because 67 and there is no 67 to 70 or something, ma'am. It's,
Correct.
There is no class interval, ma'am.
Correct. Yes. The values are listed like that, and their frequency is mentioned. So since you don't see class intervals, this table is a frequency distribution, and it is an ungrouped frequency distribution because we don't see class intervals here. An ungrouped frequency distribution is also called a discrete, D-I-S-C-R-E-T-E, discrete frequency distribution. So this table is called a frequency table or a frequency distribution. And since it does not involve class intervals, it is called an ungrouped frequency distribution or a discrete, D-I-S-C-R-E-T-E, discrete frequency distribution. Now here we have to find the mean weight per person. So far it was only about raw data. We were given some numbers. We had to find the mean of the first 5 prime numbers or something like that, where we just had a few numbers with us, which we call the raw data. So far we were dealing with dealing with finding mean for raw data or related questions. So here we have a frequency table and we need to find the mean weight per person. You can see the column headings, weight in kgs, number of persons. There are 4 people. The table represents the weights of 12 persons in a health club. Only 12 people. So 4 people weigh 67 kgs each. 3 people weigh 70 kgs each, like that. 2 people or 2 persons, each of them weigh 72 kgs. 2 persons again, each of them weigh 73 kgs and 1 person weighs 75 kgs. So totally see 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 1, 12. Number of persons, 12. Find the mean weight per person. See it? So you call that data, the data is about the weight, right? You call that XI, it's the XI column. And the frequencies, we call it the FI column. FI, F1, F2, frequency 1, frequency 2, frequency 3, frequency 4, frequency 5. F1, F2, frequencies, these are the frequencies. Number of persons, these are the frequencies. So represented by FI, meaning F1, this is the first frequency, F1, F2, F3, F4 and F5. Similarly, these are the XI values. The details, this table is all about the weights of 12 people. So the data is about the weight. So that data we call XI. Which one is, you cannot mark anything as XI and anything as FI. Frequency is FI, frequency column. How many people? 4 people, 3 people, 2 people. That is the frequency column, FI. And the other one, the data is about the weights of 12 people. That column will be the XI column. X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. So XI. we need to generate a new column called the FI XI column by multiplying these two values. 67 into 4, 268. 70 into 3, 210. 72 into 2, 144. 73 into 2, 146. 75 into 1, 75. Multiplying the XI value and the corresponding FI value. You should create a new column called the FI XI column. FI XI. FI into XI. Now we know that this symbol, which is read as sigma, means the total of or summation. So when we write the symbol and Fi, that means it's a total of the Fi column. Total of the Fi column. The total sigma Fi is equal to 12. When you add all this, you get 12. When you again write this symbol and write Fi into Xi, it means it's a total of the Fi Xi column. Total of summation Fi Xi, sigma Fi Xi. You can also call it sigma Fi Xi or summation Fi Xi, which is the total of the Fi Xi column. Because sigma Fi Xi, so it represents the total of the Fi Xi column. So add all these numbers, 843. Now this is the formula. This is the formula to find the mean of an ungrouped frequency distribution. Grouped you will be studying next year. Grouped frequency distribution, that is one involving class intervals next year. This year we have finding mean for an ungrouped, for raw data and ungrouped frequency distribution. Finding mean for raw data and finding mean for an ungrouped frequency table. That is a table not involving class intervals. Grouped we'll see next year. So this is the formula used to find the mean for an ungrouped frequency distribution. Sigma Fi Xi by sigma Fi. So 843 by 12, which is 70.25. So the mean weight is 70.25 kgs. 250, you understand, no? 250 grams. You can leave it as 70.25 also. This is the formula. So when to use this? This is the formula. Okay, the given table is a frequency table, and it is an ungrouped frequency table, not involving class intervals. It's a discrete frequency distribution or a discrete frequency table. When you have to find the mean of a table like this, then this is the formula. X bar is equal to sigma Fi Xi by sigma Fi. X bar is equal to sigma Fi Xi by sigma Fi. Understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. This will be the homework. Let's learn this and stop with this. So if the mean of the following data, the mean is given. If the mean of the following data is 18.75, find the value of P. If the mean of the following data, so the meaning of the mean of the distribution is given to you, 18.75, then what should we find? Find the value of P. Who's P? P is this value which is missing here. So if it is for 1 mark, you can just guess it like this. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Mostly 20 it should be. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Mostly 20, but we'll just see. So if the mean of the following data is 18.75, find the value of P. The same thing, we just have to do the same procedure. What's the other column we need to generate? What is the other column we need to generate? What is the other column we need to generate? What is the column heading?
We have to multiply.
Yeah, what is the column heading? What will be the column heading?
Fi into Xi.
Fi into Xi. Fi into Xi. Was it Pratiksha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Fi into Xi. So create that column Fi into Xi. So what will you get, children? 10 into 5?
50.
50, ma'am.
15 into 10?
150.
150.
P into 7?
70.
7p.
7p or 7 plus p?
7p, ma'am.
70, ma'am.
7p or 7 plus p?
Ma'am, 7 into P will get
70,
7, ma'am.
Yeah, so 7p, not 7 plus p. 7 into p is 7p. Then 25 into 8? 200.
200,
ma'am.
60.
60, ma'am.
Yeah, when you find the total, you should not add 7p. You should add the remaining numbers and say plus 7p. Show you the answer. So like this, you need to create this column Fi Xi. You can see the products here. Find the total of this column. 50 plus 150, 200. 200 plus 200, 400, 460. 460 plus 7p. Don't write 467 plus p. You cannot add 7 and 460. Don't write 467 plus p. No. You cannot add these two. It's add the numbers alone. Add the numbers, you get 460 plus 7p. And this is the total of the Fi column. Now write the formula. What is mean given to you? Mean is given to be 18.75. This is given to you. Mean is equal to 18.75 is given to you. This one. But how do you find mean? Sigma Fi Xi by sigma Fi is equal to 18.75. Now substitute the values. Sigma Fi Xi is this. Sigma Fi is this. Cross multiply. Solve and find the value of P. Any questions, children?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Take a picture.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you show the answer for problem 20?
20, huh? 20, didn't I say homework?
Sorry, ma'am, 90. 19.
Answer, huh?
Yes, ma'am, answer. Thank you, ma'am. I have taken screenshot.
Let's see how many of us are there in the meeting. Class, use the emoji, raise your hands. Vasudevan, Pranav, Shivani. Just a minute. Vasudevan, Pranav, Shivani, Ananya, Pratiksha, Deepika, Satvika, Kanishka, Hitesh, and Arav. All right. Tarun said he's not attending today. I don't know about the others. All right, children. Fine, children. That's it for today's session. If you have any questions, please stay back. Else you may leave the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Thank you.